three, I'll be reviewing. This movie dropped on Netflix called Infiesto, and this movie, it is from Spain, and this movie is kind of like a, detective slash thriller, like, a serial killer solving type movie. And in this movie, we see these two detectives who is investigating this girl who was kidnapped like 3 months ago. When she suddenly like appear out of nowhere, we see these two inspector. They start investigating like who kidnapped her or what happened to her. And then we see like a lot of information comes out about her kidnapper, like who kidnapped her and what happened to her. And this movie does takes place during the pandemic time in Spain, so there is some twist and turn about pandemic stuff. So what do I think about this movie? This movie was actually quite interesting watch. It is a thriller end of it, and the way they do investigation, it was interesting, and there is a load of twist and turn, and like every clue they get in this movie, it turns into something else, and there is a lot of stuff happens. And what this movie it is about, I found it very interesting, and the acting was quite good, and the way this movie was made is also good, the production wise. Especially this movie create this atmosphere for its audience. It feels really creepy, and the way they find out in this movie, I'm like I never thought they will find out like that. Of course, they try to find something, they try to look for something, they find something else, then they find something, they find something else. Of course, end of this movie, you see like there was a huge like a lot of people disappear in this movie, you find. So this is spoiler, I think. So spoiler warning. So in this movie you do see a lot of people disappear, and all these children who disappear like they are, and who is behind all. Oh, it was like it comes out of nowhere. I was like, oh. Especially, I guess, the first guy, the way they find out what was at first going on, although it is about a cult, and there's all this ritual going on, and I guess that the detective guy was behind all this murder. And yeah, this movie is very interesting actually, because you go to this guy, then you go to the next guy, then you go to the next guy. It's a lot of explosion, and yeah, it feels really creepy when you watch it. I really liked all the twist and turn. Honestly, I was really surprised by it. Then again, all the serial killer movie, it does follow those rules, like the formula it has. That means that, of course, sometimes this movie, like these two inspectors, they will find something, and like sometimes this movie doesn't show you like what is they found, you know what I mean, like they're just throwing up stuff, and I'm like, what did you find? I didn't see. What did you find? You are just throwing up, seeing all this thing. What is it? This movie, yeah, it try to imply a lot of time, doesn't actually show you what did they find. So I didn't see the rating. Maybe it's not our rating, that's why they didn't always show you how its movie end. I was like, yeah, this movie actually I liked it a lot. I really liked how they like do the investigation. Is this a brand new idea? No. But however, this movie was quite engaging. As it goes on, all the information comes out, and I was like, didn't see that. And some of these people who's behind it, makes you feel like, it is one of those movies. As all the information comes out, makes you feel really yucky, like that's how the serial killer movie goes. But this is very interesting way the puzzle was set up for audience. Like, as you find out more information, you are like, it is definitely very engaging movie. Acting is good. The only thing I didn't like, that this movie takes place during the pandemic, and I guess it does work in the story, like like this, like middle of the investigation, she get isolated for 14 days. Yeah, but I just don't like seeing any movie like about pandemic. That's the only downside about this movie. It is like it is taking place during that time frame that we all trying to forget. And although it was the way it was done about the pandemic, it is still very interesting way they did. I just don't like watching it because of the pandemic time it took place. That is why I guess they didn't have that much stuff. And the who is the boss of this case, he just told them, do this investigation by yourself. You don't have any help or nothing. So the pandemic part does works in the story. I just don't like watching story about pandemic. That being said, of course, this movie was really good and I had really good time watching. And it's really worth checking if you like this kind of investigation story. If you enjoyed and that's my thought on this movie. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to check my other reviews on other Netflix movie. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.